Hi everyone, welcome to the first video from the URI Physics Department. I'm going to be showing you the first lab for Physics 274, electric charges. So we all know in the world that objects can be positively charged, negatively charged, or neutral. For the purposes of this lab, it's important to keep in mind that neutral charge does not mean no charge. It means that the number of positive charges is equal to the number of negative charges, so they cancel each other out. That'll be really important later on. So there are three methods of charging an object, and we're going to be investigating all three in this lab. Those methods are charging by friction, conduction, and induction. So over here we have some wands. The first I'll show you is the blank wand. This is a conductor. It contains no charge unless we give it a charge. These blue and white wands, they will contain charges. One will be positively charged, one will be negatively charged, and we're going to find out which one is which. Here we have our electrometer that will tell us what the charges on these objects are because it measures electric potential. And over here we have our Faraday ice pail. So on the inside, this is what's considered the Faraday ice pail. It's the inner mesh. This is our electrometer connection where we'll get our readings from. And this outside mesh is grounded. So this is all connected to ground, which means that electrons are free to flow in and out as needed. Here for the electrometer, we're going to be dealing with a few different ranges. If you're looking at range 3, if it's set to 3, you're going to be looking at the bottom scale where 0 is 0 as always, but then you have 1 volt, 2 volt, 3 volt, negative 1 volt, negative 2 volt, negative 3 volt. So you just read the bottom scale as is. If you're on scale 30, it's still the bottom scale, but now 1 means 10, 2 means 20, 3 means 30, and then the negatives are likewise. If you're on scale 10, very similarly, except you'll be looking at the top scale. 0 is 0, 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8 volts, and then you'll have the negative side on the left. And if you're on scale 100, similarly, you'll have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 volts, and the negative side on the left. Now we have our electrometer. We're going to get this ready for measurement. You can see that we've connected it to ground. So this cable here is connected to the same ground as the outer mesh surrounding our Faraday pail, and that is just connected to the wall. So like I said before, grounded just means that the electrons are free to come and go as they please, and it ensures that our electrometer and the outer mesh are all held to the same potential, and we're going to call that 0. So I'll turn on my electrometer and make sure that this reads 0 because voltage is arbitrary, it's relative. I want to call this 0, so I'm just going to set the needle, and every time I toggle to check 0, like that, I'll do that before every measurement, and it should read 0. So now we're ready to start making measurements. I want to now check the drift of the electrometer, which tells you how this needle will move left or right, even though we haven't added any charge, and this is a source of error in your measurement. So what we want to do is every 20 seconds record the position of the needle. We're going to be on range 3, the smallest range, so you'll be looking at the bottom scale. And you're going to record where the needle is every 20 seconds for a minute. So now here we have our wands. This is the blank wand. It's just a conductor. It's all metal. And it'll have no charge, especially after we ground it, unless we give it charge. These blue and white wands, they will be charged either positively or negatively, and our electrometer is going to help us determine which is which. So one will like positive charges and one will like negative charges. So the first thing we're going to do is charge by friction here. We're going to rub the blue and white wands together so they can exchange charge. And before I make my measurement, I'll toggle to check 0. So you can record the electrometer reading when the blue one goes into the center of the pail without touching anything, and when the white one. So this goes off the scale, so we might want to bring it up to a higher reading. There. And now you can read it. That'll be table 1. Okay, so for table 2 now, I'm going to hit check again and make sure we're at 0. And I'm going to charge up the wands again by friction. And the measurement this time will be to put the blue wand in and then touch the inside of the pail and then pull it out. So there's 3 electrometer readings there. It was in the pail and then touching and now out. So there's that. I'll ground everything. 0 again. Make sure everything is nice and grounded. I'll charge it up. Do the same with the white wand. So I can put it in and then touch the pail and then pull it out. Okay, and there's your 3 measurements for the white wand. So now to fill out table 4, we're going to make sure everything is grounded. Our electrometer is toggled to check 0. And we're going to make a measurement with these wands uncharged, just in the pail. So that's our measurement right now. And then I'll rub them together. And that is our measurement now. And now here's the white wand measurement, which you will need to. And here is the blue wand measurement. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to fill out table 5. So again, wands will be grounded, electrometer toggled to check 0, and I'm going to charge them up. And I'm just going to set the blue one in here. That's 1 reading with the blue wand in the middle. I'll touch the outside of the pail with my finger and then pull it out. And so you're going to make a reading for what happens after I pull the wand out. Now I'll ground them and do the same thing for the white wand. Okay, so the white wand is charged. I'm going to set it in here. That's 1 measurement. Touch the outside of the pail and remove it. So that's your other measurement for that table. Okay, now for table 6, we're going to try charging by induction. So everything will be grounded, including the blank. Check 0. Now let's charge up the blue wand, rubbing it together with the white wand. And we'll measure the blue wand. Okay, and now let's measure the blank wand, which we have not charged. Okay, and now I'm going to hold these 2 wands very close together, but without touching, so that charges cannot jump from the blue to the blank. Touch the back of the blank wand with your finger, which is grounded, and now let's measure the blank. Okay? Okay, now we're going to fill out the final table, table number 7, where we're going to find out if the charge on the balloon is positive or negative after charging it up on my shirt. So first, we're going to ground the balloon. We'll check 0, and now I'll just charge it up. And we'll take this reading. And that's it. There you have it. So in conclusion, we were able to induce charges on objects using friction, conduction, and induction.